Rose, I want to thank you for,
You gotta speak loud.
Okay, so Rose, we're here today. Today is Friday, March 25th, 2017. And I just want to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, can you tell me, when you look back at your life, what would you say is some of your most precious times that you remember? Things that made you happy in your life. What were they?
Oh, my boys. My boys were my whole life, both of them. One that made me cry and one that made me laugh. And guess who made me cry?
Who? Who made you cry?
Frank always
made
made me cry, but Thomas made me laugh. Because Frank was always either going in the service. He went Vietnam, and I cried all the time. Where I had Thomas home with me, trying to make me laugh.
I remember one time in the past you said to me that your happiest times was when you had your children with you, right?
Yes.
So your boys.
My boys are everything to me.
Do you remember when you met your husband? Can you tell me the story about how you met your husband?
Well, I really knew my husband many years, but we didn't know each other because he was in the service for 6 years, the Second World War. And I was his sister's friend. When he came home, it was just like nothing. It didn't faze me. But one day, we went to a wedding, and there he was, and I was sitting with my friend, and my friend called him. And he says, "Tom, come and join us." He says, "This is Rose." So I looked at him. I says, "He doesn't know me?" He says, "Where do you come from?" At that time, we lived across the street from them on West 8th Street in my aunt's house. I says, "I live across the street from you." "You're kidding." "No." I says, "I've been there for many years, over 10 years. If I remember, no more." Anyway, so we met at this wedding. And he asked me to dance, but he didn't ask me to go out. And so that was that. Then a week later, my friend had told me that, "Why didn't he ask you out?" I says, "I have no idea." So she found out that he thought I was too young. So my friend told him how old I was. And
so where were we, Rose? We got interrupted by the phone call. He told your friend that you were a bit too young. He thought that you looked young.
Yeah, so she said to him, "No, she's my age. She's not too young." So anyway, that Saturday morning, he calls up and asks me out. And I said, "Saturday morning to go out?" So I says, "What the heck?" I says, "It's a free night." So I said, "Okay." So we went out on a date, our first date. And he couldn't believe it that I lived on 8th Street. But then by that time, my mother bought this house. And he couldn't believe it that I've been in and out of his house, that his sister was my friend. He didn't remember me at all. Anyway, so we started to go out, and he introduced me to his friends. He had a lot of friends. And before you know it, he proposed. He proposed, and at that time there was this Latin Quarter, and that's where he proposed. And then we got engaged, and then we got married.
I see. Now, I know it's been, I guess, how old are you right now?
Right now?
Yes.
94.
You are 94 years old. For those that are gonna, watch this video, what would you say? Give advice about life, Rose. What have you learned in your 94 years of life?
That you have to love people, You have to forgive people. You have to feel a little sorry for some people that don't understand you when you make a mistake or when you say something wrong or something that you don't mean to say it, or they take it out a different way, you know? And you got to forgive these people and they should forgive you. But the main thing is love everybody. Don't hate anybody, because everybody are beautiful people. And I love people.
Now, what would you say, do you have any regrets in life?
No, none whatsoever. None whatsoever. I've been blessed with a beautiful husband, 2 beautiful boys. They got married. Frank has a beautiful wife. They have 4 beautiful children, 13 grandchildren.
Can you name your grandchildren?
I sure can. My grandchildren?
Yes.
Jenny, Eliza, Margaret, Frank, and Lucy.
What about your great-grand?
Oh, yeah. The first one was Claire, then Miles, and then Isla, and Byron. That's Jenny. And then there was Maximilian, but they call him Max. Enzo, and Gabriel. And then the other boy is Jordan. And Margaret has got 5 girls. Nikolai, her name is. And Eva, what's the other one's name? Nikolai, Eva, Navia. The new one is Carmela. How many did I say?
You said 4.
4. What did I leave out? Nikolai? Maya. Maya.
I see. So you have been blessed with a loving family.
13.
13.
And my grandson just recently got married. Beautiful girl. Her name is Jessica. And she's very nice. He brought her here for me to meet her before he got married.